All eyes were on the Labor government Wednesday night as they announced the federal budget for the 2025-26 financial year. One of the most interesting things about this budget compared to previous years is that it's an election year. So things like cost of living measures and mental health were a massive watch on Wednesday night.
Do you guys have any thoughts on the 2025 federal budget? Anything that came up that you
I think it's just that
that.
it's a yearly thing, it always comes up and they start arguing.
While over the next month and a little bit, each political party will be having a crack at each other over TV and radio with some ads criticising each other, Labor are absolutely under the pump as there were major issues presented with their federal budget, and one of them being the lack of mental health resources included.
So I think definitely there's a big mental health issue in Australia, but I reckon it's tied to the cost of living crisis. That not fully, but that's definitely a part of it. The budget did do one thing right, where it cut, from what I heard, it cut the rate of the lowest tax bracket people between 18 and 45k by 1%, so they'll get a couple more $100 each year, which definitely would help the families that are struggling and stuff. But yeah, I think if people can live more comfortably without stress and stuff in this kind of financial sort of crisis we have, that would definitely boost their mental health, because there are a lot of people going by day to day who can't even buy their groceries and things.
One of the key talking points to come out of the federal budget is the decrease in HECS debt.
After we got hit by the indexation last year and the year before, it basically, the amount that I paid compulsory according to my job, my rate, didn't even cover the interest for the last 2 years. So when they cut the interest rates last year, that was good. And then the 20% cut for the budget was a good idea until I found out it's only if Labor gets re-elected. So that's kind of a bit of a low blow, because it's election year and it feels like a bit of a bribe.
A massive talking point in the last year and a little bit is inflation, something that just keeps on going and doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon.
The Labor focus on fighting inflation, great in name, but it has not been shown in their actual policy. And for example, like there's been talk about forgiving student debt as well, by just forgiving millions of dollars worth of student debt, and that's not going to help. By just printing money, you're taking money out of other people's pockets. So I think they're saying one thing but doing another. And I think it's not just Labor, I think Liberal do that as well.
One of the key things out of the budget as well is that from April 1st, foreigners will be banned from buying established properties, which means that only Australians can invest in this, while foreigners will have to invest into new housing.
I think that's a great idea, because Australia definitely has a housing problem when it comes to the people here trying to get into buy a home. It's an uphill battle for them, so whatever they can do for a younger couple to get into eventually owning a home is a great idea.
The budget did cover a fair bit of stuff. There's still a little bit left to be desired.
I was hoping to see a major change in terms of cost of living for people. I want to see major tax cuts, major reforms to pricing for energy and water and gas, and I wanted to see major reform in terms of grocery pricing.
A lot of money going here, there and everywhere. Probably education.
And why's that?
Well, there's a lot of idiots around at the moment, aren't
For where the confidence in the Labor government has grown from the federal budget, it's not exactly the strongest. Did the budget give you faith in the Labor government for the upcoming election?
No, because the last term of the Labor government has taken away my faith in that government. I voted for them. They promised strong tax cuts. When it came to delivering them, they changed them. They reduced them, made them smaller. So they didn't deliver on their promise. I think they spent 3 years doing very little except talking about things, and a housing program that hasn't delivered a house. So yeah, I did vote for them to come in. don't mind the Labor Party, but I think it's time for a change.
This federal budget has been called a pre-election pitch for the Labor government. Has this pitch given you faith in the Labor government's policies?
Not particularly, no.
And why is that?
Why is that? Just my sort of right-wing views on things, and I think that the Labor Party are more into wasting taxpayers.
Budget has and always will be a massive talking point, but it's been amplified by the election this year. Thank you for watching.